Hotep, you guys. Uh, you know, I like to do videos talking about history. I like to do videos teaching. But those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys know that I'm very active in my community, and I love informing the people in the city that I'm from about what's going on in their city. And I love exposing corruption, right? I love exposing corruption. Now, today I'm going to be doing a video on an ex Texas City commissioner named Deanne Haney, right? Now, if you're not from Texas City, then you won't know who Deanne Haney is until I put all this stuff on the record. But I'm doing this video so that I can share this video on my social media platforms, and I can make the people in my area aware of what's actually been going on behind the scenes. And so that I can make you guys aware of what has been hidden from you. Now, I would have thought that the things that I'm going to show you guys and the things that I'm going to tell you guys would have been brought out when Deanne Haney was facing her intoxication manslaughter charges. I thought these things would have been brought up in the trial, and they would have been used to show a pattern of behavior that would have affected the outcome of the case in such a way as in the protection of the citizens who are victimized by repeat offenders would have been kept safe. But I'm starting to see that the majority of news outlets, right, in my area will not touch this. So I'm going to have to touch this. I'm going to show you guys things that our news media should have showed us years ago. And it has fallen down to me, Matthew Daniels, aka the Big Game Hunter of Texas City. Today we're going to be talking about Deanne Haney and her untold history of vehicular related crimes. This is the same Deanne Haney who in 2017 crashed into another vehicle, a parked vehicle on the side of the highway, and took the lives of a father and son. The same Deanne Haney who received 10 years probation for taking the lives of this father and this son. Okay, I'm going to show you guys that this was not her first vehicular related crime. It wasn't her second vehicular related crime. It wasn't her third vehicular related crime. And after committing the crime in 2017, she went on to commit more vehicular related crimes. The main one she's in the news for again, where she has just been arrested for DWI. Now that's in addition to another vehicular related crime that I'm going to show you guys. Give me just a second. Let me make sure that I have my audio correct. Let me make sure that I have my PowerPoint correct, because I don't want to miss a beat with this one. If you are living in Texas City, Texas, man, share this video when you see it. Everybody in Texas City needs to see this video, and everybody needs to know exactly what has been going on with the elites in our city. Sometimes you can be in the quote unquote in crowd. Okay, my audio is good and my PowerPoint is good. So the first place that I'm going to go, right, I'm going to show you guys a news clip. And let me get out of my PowerPoint for a second. Let me go to the internet. All right. I'm going to show you guys this. So everybody is aware who we're talking about, what we're talking about, and why we're talking about it.
Ian Haney is accused of breaking her. Ian Haney is accused.
Hold on. All right. Watch this news clip from ABC 13 News, and then I'm going to dig deep and do the investigative journalism that should have been done long ago.
Ian Haney is accused of breaking her probation, and now we have new video of her hearing that happened overnight. ABC 13's Liliana Pearson joins us live this morning with what was revealed. Liliana.
Good morning, Brandon and Charlie. We know that former Texas City Commissioner Deanne Haney, that she was found guilty of that criminally negligent homicide after causing that crash back in 2017. But it wasn't until just 7 months ago that she was given 10 years of probation. Now, less than a year into that sentence, she's back in jail. We're told that it was on.
So pay attention to what they're saying. In 2017, she was involved in an accident that she was the cause of, and it took the lives of 2 individuals in 2017. It took until 2024 to convict her. Now, she was initially charged with intoxication manslaughter because the documents showed that she told the officer, one of the arresting officers, that she had smoked marijuana that night and that she was under the influence. However, because of some legal gymnastics and what I believe being connected to the elites in Galveston County and Texas City, Texas, the charge of intoxicated manslaughter was reduced to negligent homicide. She was found guilty of negligent homicide and she was sentenced to 10 years. But her 10-year sentence was adjudicated and she was given probation. Yes, 10 years probation for taking the lives of 2 individuals. Now, this happened in 2024, a short 7 months ago. Now, after she has received that probation, that 10 years probation for taking the lives of 2 individuals, she is now in the news again for DWI. She has been arrested for DWI and she is being held without bond in the jail right now. Now, this is what prompted me to do a deep dive into her history because I'm sick and tired of the media not exposing the facts. So I'm going to show you guys that dating back all the way to 1985, she has been getting arrested for vehicular crimes. I'm going to show you guys that, but pay attention to what she's arrested for right now. I'm going to rewind just a little bit and we're going to play the video.
Now, less than a year into that sentence, she's back in jail. We're told that it was on Thursday that a Texas City mother and daughter heard a woman screaming outside. They say that they went outside and they saw someone rolling around in the street before getting back into her car and driving away. They called 911 and police pulled Haney over. They say that she admitted to taking medication and drinking, which probation restricts her from doing. In that 2017 crash, Haney was accused of driving while on a combination of prescribed medication, but not for being drunk. Her probation did not require having a breathalyzer installed in her car, but after last night, we're told that that is set to change.
Operate any vehicle without an interlock device. If you bond out, it must be placed on your vehicle within 30 days of your release from custody. It's going to be required that you pay the county a fee each month in order to supervise it to make sure you're not having any violations with the interlock device.
And that bond requirement will only be enforced if she can get out of jail. We know that right now the Galveston County DA's office is trying to revoke her probation. They say that Haney also hasn't been going to her court-mandated community service. We also know in that overnight hearing that Haney was heard asking officers about anti-seizure medication she says that she needs to take and how she's able to get a hold of that. Right now, she is being held without bail. I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, let's get out of that. So, so you guys kind of see what this is about. You guys kind of see what led up to this video. Okay. We have an ex-Texas City commissioner who was convicted in 2024 of involuntary vehicular manslaughter, something like that. It was reduced from intoxicated manslaughter to involuntary vehicular manslaughter, and she was sentenced to 10 years probation. Right now, a short 7 months after that, she has been arrested again, and the reports are coming out that a mother and daughter heard a woman screaming in the middle of the night, 4:00 in the morning, family, 4:00 in the morning. They went outside. They see a woman who has been confirmed to be Deanne Haney rolling around in the street, screaming. She gets up, gets in her car, drives off. Now, what they didn't say in that news video is when she was arrested, she tried to tell the police that she had been attacked by 3 individuals. 3 men had attacked her in some kind of a park, and she made up some story about chasing an erratic driver, something that she said. Okay, but the witnesses on scene saw no one, and there has been no confirmation that she was chasing anyone. These are just things that she said. Now, she admitted to those officers that she had been drinking. Mind you, she is on probation, 10 years probation, and she should not be drinking. So in all likelihood, she is about to have her probation revoked, and she's going to be sent to prison for 10 years. But this situation has the community of Texas City up in arms because everybody is saying, why didn't she learn her lesson? Why didn't she learn her lesson when she took the lives of that father and son in 2017? Well, I have a news flash for the citizens of Texas City. She didn't learn her lesson when that happened in 2017 because that was not the first time this has happened. She has a history of vehicular related crimes that have been getting dismissed, and overlooked, which led her, I assume, allegedly, which led her to believe that, she is above the law. She can get behind the wheel in any type of condition that she wants, and she can do anything that she wants to do. So what I'm about to do, family, I'm about to take you all the way back to 1985, and I'm going to show you the documents themselves, so no one can say that I'm lying. No one can say that I'm making this up. I'm going to show you her vehicular-related crimes, and I'm going to put this on the record, and I want everyone to share this video and talk about this video because I want the news media in Galveston County and Texas City, stop pretending like y'all don't know this. Stop pretending like you do not know this. I'm going to put the documents out there for the public to have. And I want the news media, you guys need to talk about this. You guys need to stop covering it up. So let's get right off into it. I don't waste enough time. Now check this out, family. This same woman who's in jail right now, on June 5th, 1985. Now this isn't a vehicular related crime, but you're going to see why this makes sense later on. She was arrested for tampering with a governmental record. I have all of the information right here on the screen. You can see this is the actual court document. Okay? You see the state of Texas versus Deanne Haney, and you see the offense of tampering with a governmental record. The date of offense was 6/5/85. Look, check this out. Check this out, family. We're just going to be looking at some documents, and we're going to be painting a picture of the individual that has been arrested. Look, September 20th, 1985, defendant, I can't make out that word because it's in cursive, but defendant something and pled guilty. Jury waived. Stipulation made. So one of her first criminal or crimes that she was convicted of or and arrested for was tampering with the governmental record. Now I'm going to show you all of the crimes that she has been accused of so we can build up to in 2017 when she took the lives of their father and son. And we're going to ask ourselves, did she deserve probation for taking those individual lives? Because normally when an individual gets probation, yes, it is because they have never gotten a felony before, but also because they have a clean record. A clean record helps individuals get probation. So if you do not have a clean record, how do you get probation for taking the lives of a father and son? So let's just look at the documents. So here we have on 6/5, June 5th, 1985, we see Deanne Haney is charged with tampering with the governmental record. We also see, moving on to the next slide, the same day, June 5th, 1985, she's also charged with theft of $20 to $200. Now, I have it highlighted on the screen that this particular case was dismissed on a written motion of criminal district attorney in open court. The theft was dismissed, but the tampering with government records was not. So I'm going to show you guys what this is all about, but I want to build the case. So we see that she has been arrested for theft and tampering with government records in 85 all at the same time. So what is this about? Now, the theft case, I believe, was dismissed because I'm going to show you she eventually was convicted of the tampering with government records. So I believe that the punishment was inclusive of both charges. So they ended up dismissing one. So we see here, this is another document that I got. I'm just showing all documents and we're just going over documents. I want the community to screenshot these documents so you can have them for your record. So this document here is from the official Galveston County court website. You can see we're talking about Deanne Haney. You can see that the description of the crime, tampering with government records, the same crime that I just pointed out. And we see that she was sentenced to probation and community service. So when she was sentenced to the probation and the community service, I believe that's when they dismissed the theft charge. Okay. Look, now this is the next relevant document. We're just looking at documents. You see the highlighted portion where it says 1 year deferred ADJ adjudicated. That's probation. 1 year deferred probation. $2,000 NCC court costs. But so she received 1 year probation and she had to do community service. So before she took the lives of their father and son, Ms. Deanne Haney had already been on probation before. Why doesn't the citizens of Texas City know this? Why have they not pointed this out before? Check this out. Now, this is a newspaper clipping that I got from the Galveston County Daily News. It's dated to June 15th, 1985. Now, this is the newspaper clipping that is relative to her being charged with theft and tampering with government records. This is what they're saying. They are saying she did. Look, charges filed against worker, Galveston. Charges of theft and tampering with government documents were filed against a former Galveston County tax assessor collector employee on Friday, according to First Assistant District Attorney Jim James. Deanne Haney, daughter of Texas City Commissioner D.D. Haney, was employed in the Texas City County Office State License Department and is alleged to have stolen funds having to do with her job, the prosecutor said. The Class B misdemeanor theft charge is subject to a maximum penalty of a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. The tampering charge is a Class A misdemeanor with a maximum punishment of a $2,000 fine and a year in jail. So that's why I think when they found her guilty of the tampering charge, they dismissed the lesser charge, which was the theft. Look what they say. A Class B theft involves stolen funds of more than $20 and less than $200. The 20-year-old Texas City woman has been terminated from her position, according to tax assessor collector Chuck Wilson. Ms. Haney reportedly had been working in the tax office for about 2 months when the alleged thefts were discovered in May. So what they are alleging and what they are charging her with, they are saying that she got this cushiony job with the tax assessor collector, and within 2 months of getting this job, she was allegedly caught stealing and caught tampering with government documents. Now, at the time, as we can see from the article, her father, remember this, her father was a Texas City commissioner. That's important because in the beginning of this video, I told you that Deanne Haney herself is a former Texas City commissioner. She sat on the commissioner's board making decisions for the city of Texas City as a whole. What you have to understand that I don't know about everywhere, but I know about in the city of Texas City, right? There is an in crowd. There is an in group. There are people who are held above the regular citizen. These people get the good cushy jobs. These people get the government jobs. These people make the decisions that affect all of the citizens, and their children almost inherit some of their positions, right? You get a good name. That good name can take you far here in Texas City. So this same Deanne Haney, who was a city commissioner, is the daughter of a man named D.D. Haney, who was a city commissioner. Now, not only was he a city commissioner, he is also a former mayor. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. But we see in 1985, allegedly, this Deanne Haney was stealing from her job and tampering with government documents, and she received 1 year probation. I'm going to need the media sources in Galveston County to talk about this. Now, look, 2 years later, from 1985, on May 8, 1987, Miss Deanne Haney is she has another run-in with the law for speeding. Now, a person may not think that speeding is a serious offense, and maybe it's not to you. But when you have an individual who right now has been arrested for DWI and has been arrested for DWI while on probation for causing an accident in her vehicle that took the life of 2 people, it's important to know that she has a history of vehicular related crimes. These 2 crimes that are in the news media right now, vehicular related crimes, aren't her first. On May 8, 1987, we see here we have her on the misdemeanor docket for speeding. And just like the theft case, we see that this also was dismissed. On September 10th, 1987, this case was dismissed. And it was dismissed because of what they said was a lack of evidence. But in light of recent events, it could have been dismissed because of who her family was. But it's just one speeding offense. So we're not going to look too much into it. We're going to look at the rest of her record. But I want everyone in Tech City screenshot this because I want you guys to have these records for yourself. Okay, check this out. Let's go a little further in her history. January 28, 1988, guess what? She's busted for speeding again. She's busted for speeding again. Another vehicular crime. So now we have 2 instances of speeding on this same woman who is being held right now without bond for DWI while on probation for causing a wreck that took the lives of a father and son. Okay? But again, on June 8, 1988, this was dismissed. Now, you may be saying, okay, it was just a speeding tickets. You just got pulled over for speeding. It's no big deal that it should be, it's no big deal that it was dismissed, which may be true. But in hindsight, looking at what's going on now, should this have been brought up in the trial to show a pattern of behavior tied to a wanton disregard for other vehicles on the road by Miss Deanne Haney? Okay, it's up for grabs. But let's go a little further. Screenshot that, family. You need to have all of these documents. Let's go a little bit further to February 26, 1993. Guess what? She's busted for speeding again. So now we have, this is the third speeding charge on top of the tampering with government documents and the theft. She's busted for speeding again. Now, although this is the third time that she's busted for speeding, and instead of the court saying, hey, you know what? It appears that she has a habit of doing this. You know, I know we dismissed it for insufficient evidence before. Maybe there's something going on here. Maybe she is being reckless behind the wheel of a vehicle. No, they didn't do that. Instead, they dismissed it again. Everyone in Tech City, take a screenshot of this, because right now I'm just bringing you the documents. So let's move a little further. September 22nd, 1999. Guess what? She gets pulled over again for a traffic offense. And spoiler alert, this traffic offense again is speeding. Now, I want to show you guys something. You see that the date of offense is 9/22/1999, and you see that it was dismissed on March the 22nd of the year 2000. However, this one was not immediately dismissed. She was found guilty of this one. I guess the courts were finally like, hey, you can't just keep getting these, you can't just keep being irresponsible behind the wheel of a vehicle. You can't just keep getting these cases and getting them dismissed. All of these officers that are saying you're speeding, they are not lying to you. So for this particular speeding incident, she was actually found guilty. Look, check this out. I have the court documents for this as well. What this is, let me zoom out. This is the officer testimony about this particular traffic offense, or this speeding offense that took place in 1999. Let's look at this document, family. The state of Texas versus Deanne Haney. Look, before me, the undersigned authority in Galveston, Texas, on this day personally appeared Officer Robin Ostermeyer, who, after being by me duly sworn in on oath, deposes and says that heretofore, to wit, on or about the 23rd day of September 1999, and anterior to the filing of this complaint in the city and county of Galveston in the state of Texas, one Deanne Haney, defendant, did then and there drive and operate a motor vehicle upon a public highway, to wit, 66th Street and Harborside Drive, at a rate of speed in excess of the maximum reasonable, safe, and prudent rate of speed under the conditions there existing, having regard of the actual and potential hazards, to wit. And they basically go on to let you know that the arresting officer made a sworn statement that she was doing 55 in a 45 mile per hour zone. And so based on the evidence and based on the testimony, she was found guilty. Here we have the document that talks about the judgment. Look, On 12/2/99 came the above numbered and styled cause to be heard for the offense of speeding, and the defendant appeared in court in person or by counsel and pled not guilty. So she pled not guilty. But they say, and the court or jury, having heard the complaint and the defendant's plea, and after hearing the evidence, and after due consideration, does hereby find the defendant guilty of the offense of speeding, 55 and 45, and assesses a fine of $54 plus court costs. It is therefore ordered, decreed, and adjudged by this court that the defendant, being found guilty as charged, paid the city of Galveston, Texas, immediately the fine and cost. So it appears that there is going to be some type of accountability. However, as soon as she's found guilty, she appeals. Look, notice of intent to file an appeal. So she basically, at this point, she appeals the guilty verdict. And when she appeals the guilty verdict, she wins. Look, motion to dismiss. I have it highlighted. And she's asking for a motion to dismiss the whole case and throw out that guilty verdict due to insufficient evidence. And so what do? Do they finally hold her accountable? No. The order of the court, the foregoing motion having been presented to me on this 22nd day of March, AD 2000, and the same having been considered, it is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed that said above entitled and number cause be, and the same is hereby dismissed. So she gets away with it once again, right? She gets away with it once again. But are we noticing a pattern of behavior? Let's go a little further. Check this out. Oh wait, this is not further. I'm sorry. So I put this back up to show that that's why it is showing that this particular case was dismissed on March 22nd, 2000, although she was found guilty. She was found guilty, but she appealed it, and it appears that she won her appeal. Now, in after this 1995, we already have a history of vehicular crimes. Now, Deanne Haney in 2004, she goes on to run to be one of the city commissioners of Texas City. She wins in 2004, and voila, she's a city commissioner. Now, she is a city commissioner until she catches the case in 2017, where she ended the life of a father and son. Okay, and basically what happened with that is she was driving on the highway, and she, for whatever reason, she veered out of her lane, and there was a father and son pulled onto the shoulder, and they were doing some things to secure items in their truck. She hit them. She killed the father and son, and that is why she got the 10 years probation. So basically, the next year after that, 2018, I believe she was still the city commissioner, but she ended up resigning. She ended up stepping down. She ended up she stopped being the city commissioner because she had that intoxicated manslaughter charge hanging over her head. Now, she wouldn't be convicted of that charge that took the lives of the father and son until 2024. But get this, while she was on trial for that, Miss Deanne Haney had yet another accident. Yes, she had another accident while on trial for having an accident that took the lives of a father and son, yet she still got 10 years probation. I want you guys to look at this. On March 17, 2022, Deanne Haney gets into another accident. Check this out. You see her name. I got it highlighted. Deanne Haney, the defendant. So we all know we're talking about the right person. So this is an unsworn declaration of Jose Salinas individually and on behalf of the plaintiffs. It was several people in the car that she ran into. Look what he says. I was involved in a motor vehicle collision with the defendant on March 17, 2022 on southbound Interstate Highway 45. The remaining plaintiffs named above were occupants in the vehicle I was driving. Defendant abruptly changed lanes, causing the vehicle she was driving to collide with my vehicle. Plaintiffs and I suffered bodily injuries as a result of the crash, and they subsequently sued her for causing the crash and for medical medical problems that they suffered. Now, this is the investigators' narrative and opinion of what happened that day, what they're actually describing. Now, the diagram on your right is a diagram to show how the wreck took place. Now, Unit 1, I told you guys, I'm showing you all of the documents. Unit 1 is Deanne Haney's vehicle. Unit 2 is the plaintiff's vehicle that was ran into. So we can see from the diagram that Unit 1 veers out of its lane. It hits Unit 2 and basically crashes Unit 2 against the median. Right? Crashes, you can see it right here. Crashes Unit 2 against the median. Now, what the investigator says, look, remember, Deanne Haney is Unit 1. The plaintiffs are Unit 2. Unit number 2 was traveling south on Interstate Highway 45 in the outside lane of traffic. Unit number 1 was traveling south on the frontage road of Interstate 45. Unit number 1, who made an unsafe lane change, merged onto Interstate Highway 45, disregarding the marked lanes of traffic. Unit number 1 swerved to avoid colliding with other motorists, overcorrecting and swerving into the middle lane. Unit number 2 moved over into the middle lane to avoid a collision before Unit number 1 made contact. Unit number 1 came to rest in the middle lane of traffic facing southeast with moderate front left quarter damage. Unit number 2 came to rest in the inside lane of traffic facing south with moderate front right quarter damage. So this is the description of an accident that she had while fighting the intoxicated manslaughter case. Now, this is just another screen. You can screenshot this if you want, but these are just more documents pertaining to that case, just so anybody who wants the documents can have the documents. Any news media outlet, if you're within the sound of my voice, here are all the documents. Okay, now here are pictures of the accident. The silver truck in front, that's Deanne Haney's vehicle, and the black vehicle that's pressed up against the median, that is the plaintiff's vehicle. Now, these photographs were entered in as evidence, and this is how I was able to acquire them. So that's a front view. That's a side view. We can see how Deanne Haney's truck has the plaintiff's vehicle sandwiched between her truck and the median. And here's a rear view, a view from the rear. Okay. Now, moving right along. Remember I told you guys, now, a person may ask, how can an individual get this tampering charge, this theft charge, these multiple speeding charges, this intoxication manslaughter charge where two people lose their lives and they only get 10 years probation. They get into a wreck while they are on trial for taking the lives of two individuals and still get probation. How can an individual be able to do this and get away with it? Now, allegedly, I'm alleging that there is an inner circle within the city of Texas City. And I believe that Deanne Haney and her family are a part of this inner circle. Remember, I already showed you that her father was a city commissioner, but I want to also show you that her father was also a mayor. Look at this article that was written in the Texas City Sun, May 24th, 2004. Okay. Look, today, Matt Doyle becomes the first son of a former mayor to take the reins of this city's government when he is sworn in as the mayor. He'll be joined by the daughter of a former mayor as Deanne Haney is sworn in as the newest at-large city commissioner. So when Matt Doyle became the mayor of Texas City, Deanne Haney became the one of the at-large city commissioners. Now, Deanne Haney is the daughter of a former mayor, and Matt Doyle is the son of a former mayor. In fact, Deanne Haney's father, D.D. Haney, was the mayor before Matt Doyle's father, Chuck Doyle, became the mayor. Mull that over in your brains. But we see that she is the daughter of a former commissioner who became the mayor. And that quite possibly, allegedly, will have something to do with how she is able to have a record like she has and get away with it. Now, just so you know, this is a list of Texas City mayors, and I have circled there D.D. Haney Jr., Deanne Haney's father, and you see he was the mayor from August 1989 to May 1990. He had a short run, very short run. Now, look, Charles T. Doyle, Chuck Doyle, the father of Matthew Doyle, he was the mayor from 1990 to the year 2000. But this is a list of all the mayors of Texas City, if anyone is interested in that. Now, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to give you guys the documents and give the media outlets the documents so they will know exactly who they're dealing with, and they will have the documents. They cannot pretend like they do not know what I know. Now, for anyone else who wants to dive further into corruption within Texas City, I've actually written a book on this entire topic, and it's called Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, and it's available on Amazon right now today. This book, man, to this day, this book has the elites in Texas City shook. I give you all of the names, all of the dirt. I leave no stone unturned. So if you're interested, if you're from Texas City, Galveston County, or anywhere in the world, really, if you're interested in this elite group that I'm talking about in Texas City, Texas, you need to go to Amazon.com and you need to type in the search bar Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, and you need to order the book on your screen. It'll make a lot of things make sense. So wrapping this up, this video was Deanne Haney and her untold history of vehicular related crimes. If you were under the impression that what happened in 2017 was her first brush with the law, you would be mistaken. If you thought that this was her first vehicular related crime, you would be mistaken. And right now, she is being held without bond. So to finish this video, I'm going to go back to that. Video. Give me just a second. I'm going to go back to that video. And give me just a second. Now I want you guys to watch this video in context of everything that I just told you. So now you know exactly who we're talking about here.
And now
you know her history and everything. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to end the video. I really didn't want to make this too long. I just wanted to have a platform to present all of the documents.
that happened overnight. ABC 13's Liliana Haney is accused of breaking her probation, and now we have new video of her hearing that happened overnight. ABC 13's Liliana Pearson joins us live this morning with what was revealed. Liliana.
Good morning, Brandon and Charlie. We know that former Texas City Commissioner Deanne Haney, that she was found guilty of that criminally negligent homicide after causing that crash back in 2017. But it wasn't until just 7 months ago that she was given 10 years of probation. Now, less than a year into that sentence, she's back in jail. We're told that it was on Thursday that a Texas City mother and daughter heard a woman screaming outside. They say that they went outside and they saw someone rolling around in the street before getting back into her car and driving away. They called 911 and police pulled Haney over. They say that she admitted to taking medication and drinking, which probation restricts her from doing. In that 2017 crash, Haney was accused of driving while on a combination of prescribed medication, but not for being drunk. Her probation did not require having a breathalyzer installed in her car, but after last night, we're told that that is set to change.
Operate any vehicle without an interlock device. If you bond out, it must be placed on your vehicle within 30 days of your release from custody. It's going to be required that you pay the county a fee each month in order to supervise it, to make sure you're not having any violations with the interlock device.
And that bond requirement will only be enforced if she can get out of jail. We know that right now the Galveston County DA's office is trying to revoke her probation. They say that Haney also hasn't been going to her court-mandated community service. We also know in that overnight hearing that Haney was heard asking officers about anti-seizure medication she says that she needs to take and how she's able to get a hold of that. Right now, she is being held without bail. I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13.
Okay, so again, I didn't want to make this too long, so I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to put the documents out there. I want all of the media outlets in Texas City and Galveston County. There you have it. Those are the documents. Those are the history, proving everything that I said, the history of vehicular-related crimes. We need to see you guys talking about that. Y'all go get that book, Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, available on Amazon.com. Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels. I want to thank you all for tapping in. Hotel, I'm out.